Miss Powers, you know, the one thing I can really remember about her is that her intentions were always pure. There's always something that she was trying to push for at the end of the day, and that was to make sure that all her students succeeded. She cared about them more than their academics. She cared about them emotionally, personally, and she really touched on a lot of lives. So I want to be the first to say that you made a difference, Miss Powers.
Auntie MK, your impact on me goes back way before College Hill, but all the way up through College Hill. You were my Hanai Auntie first, my friend, my inspiration, and the reason I got this job. I love you so much. I miss you so much. Miss Powers, you make a difference. Oh.
One thing I remember about Miss Powers is she was always in the lunch line, and that how her smile always affected each and every student. That no matter what she did, where she walked, that she always made an impact and changed someone's life. You made a difference, Miss Powers.
Miss Powers, you were the best person I've ever met. And I'm gonna miss you so much. And I really love all the things you did, including that blood drive. That was the best. Whether or not I didn't get to do it, but still, I mean, I'm gonna come out this year and do it. And you've really made a difference in this school. And I'm gonna miss you a lot.
I always see her walking to Japanese class. She'd even visit our class sometimes. And I just remember her so full of life all the time, always making jokes. And it always lifted my mood.
I remember seeing Miss Powers in the hallways all the time, always full of life and really making my day every time I saw her.
Go.
Thank you, Miss Powers, for all you've done. You've really made a difference.
Thank you, Miss Powers. You made a difference.
Thank you so much. You made a difference, Miss Powers.
My one friend had her class, and every once in a while when she would see us, she would say, "Oh, hi guys," or during Halloween week, she pretended to be terrified of my costume that I was wearing. All the blood. She was a very nice teacher, as I heard, and
Thank you for your warm compassion and incredible optimism. You made a difference, Miss Powers.
On behalf of me and my friend, you made a difference, Miss Powers.
She was one of the straight up teachers with me. Every time I need help, she was always there for me. And I'll really miss her. All my friends, this whole school. She was really important to us. And you really made a difference, Miss Powers.
Miss Powers really made a big difference in my life because she helped me through personal issues, and even coming out of AP class, she helped me transition real nicely. You made a big difference, Miss Powers. Thank you.
All right, Miss Powers, man, what a great teacher. She'll be forever missed. She was always encouraging the students, you know, defending us. Always on, I guess, the run to help students. Anything you needed, you know what I'm saying, last minute, whatever, she would still take care of you and everything. And I know Kalaheo, the whole school, will forever
I'd say
miss
that
her.
without Miss Powers, I wouldn't have made it through my first week when I moved here to Kalaheo. She made a big difference about it, and it was a lot more helpful, and I was able to get to classes, and she just made it fun and a really worthwhile experience. You made a difference, Miss Powers.
Powers' classroom was the first class to get AC, and every day I'd get cold really easily, so I would freeze in her classroom, and I'd be super uncomfortable in her learning environment, but she went out of her way to bring me a blanket every single day of class, and without asking, she would wrap it around me and make sure that I felt comfortable in her classroom, and I'm so, so grateful for that. You made a difference, Miss Powers.
She did the lunchtime. She was always so nice to me in the lunchtime. You made a difference, Miss Powers.
Miss Powers made a big difference to me when I was walking through the hallways. When I had bad days, you know, Miss Powers would see that, and she would come up to me, and you know, she would give me like a little hug, and she'd tell me, you know, brush it off, you got it, and you know, she would tell me and my brother that all the time, and she always kept us going. And so for me, I know you made a difference, Miss Powers.
Thank you so much, Miss Powers, for all the work you have done. I really appreciate it in us Mustangs.
Miss Powers, you made a difference in our school, and Kalaheo High School and I would like to thank you for that.
I remember one day when I was sad, you helped me out, and I talked my problems to you, so you helped me out a lot.
You made a difference, Miss Powers.
Powers used to scan my ID for lunch, and even in that little time period, she really enlightened my day with whatever comment she would make, either it was funny or nice, and you really made a difference, Miss Powers.
Miss Powers. I knew Miss Powers ever since elementary school on the Big Island. She used to scan my ID card for my lunch every single day, and it seemed like she followed me up here because I came up here and she was working at College Hill. knew Miss Powers for a long time. She's helped me out through a lot. One of the best classes I've ever had. You made a real difference, Miss Powers, and I miss you.
My favorite memory of Mrs. Powers is that she is and was a lifelong learner. She and I worked very closely getting her ready for you folks, for the students. She wanted to make sure she was her best, and so she worked really hard learning Google Classroom. She worked really hard learning how to use her computer. A lot of times she and I would have one-to-one sessions just because she wanted to be ready and she wanted to be prepared and she really cared about her students. So, Mrs. Powers, you made a difference. I appreciate it.
Mrs. Powers would always stop by the library to stop by and say hi to me whenever she was on breaks or her prep periods, which is always nice, just to say hi, check in with me.
I remember Mrs. Powers when I worked here about 6 years ago, and she was quite a force to contend with, and always had a smile on her face and always so full of energy.
You made a difference, Mrs. Powers.
Okay, Ms. Powers gave me like encouragement on my work, and she pretty much changed my life. And she pretty much, I saw her in the CAF, and she was telling me stuff, and then in history class for Mr. Blake's class, it was like she comes around, she tells me stuff, like encouraging me on and on and on, and it's amazing.
You know, my moments with Miss Powers, it was great. I would go into her social history class, talk about history and current events. She would always have something to say, and it was fantastic. You made a difference, Miss Powers.
One thing I remember vividly about Miss Powers is she was different than all the other teachers here at Collegeo. She didn't just teach you things that you needed to know about academics, she also made sure that you had a strong foundation about who you are as a person as you're going into life afterwards. You made a difference, Miss Powers.
One of the few things I always remember is whenever we did a blood drive for her, we'd always go up there, we'd always meet her, set it up. She was always so passionate, she'd always be there helping everyone, putting away, she knew everything about it. She was always trying to make sure everyone had food, everyone was in good health. You really did make a difference, Miss Powers. You were awesome.
Mary Kate Powers was the first person I met on this campus. I came here 5 years ago as a teacher, and she was my first department chair. She showed me around everywhere. She was my mentor, and I miss her very much. She always taught me that students come first and always put people first. I'll miss her a lot, and she always lived life on her terms. She always cared about others more than herself, and she always had an energy to her and a personality that no one else can match. So I'm gonna miss her very much, and I can't wait to see her again in the next life.
Mary Kate Powers was my coworker, history tutor while I was a student at the University of Hawaii at West Oahu. She was my mentor, my close friend that encouraged and supported my dreams of obtaining a bachelor's degree from the University of Hawaii West Oahu campus in Kapolei. She was funny, compassionate, smart, and very aggressive. She believed that every person could obtain their dreams if they worked hard and committed themselves to obtaining their goals. She loved her job. Her granddaughter was the jewel of her eye, and she loved every student that she could change and help and encourage to go on, finish high school and get a college education. She did make a difference in every life she touched. I loved Mary, and I just wanted to say rest in peace.
So my favorite memory of Miss Powers was when I first started working here. One of these desks in my classroom had broken. A student leaned on it too hard and the legs cracked off. Well, later on that day, 7th period, she came into my room and she saw the terrible condition of the desk in the back of the room. She said, "Beth Ann, what the heck are you doing? Why is your desk broken?" I said, "One of the students leaned on it earlier and broke it." Here I am, don't know who she is. I'm thinking like I'm going to get in trouble for this, right? So I'm trying to make excuses and explain what happened. She said to me, "Beth Ann, don't worry about it. Come here for a second. I had students in my room." I said, "But Miss Powers, there are students in my room." She goes, "Oh, don't worry about it." And she looks at them, she goes, "Don't do anything." Yells at them. Well, not really yells, just reprimands them. So I said, she said, don't worry about it. She drags me out of the classroom. We go to the custodian room up there, and we go get the keys next door to an empty room, and we ended up, her and I, carrying this very table that we're sitting at down to this room, and it's been in my room ever since. So every time I see this table, I think of Miss Powers and what an amazing woman she was. Thanks, Miss Powers. You really made a difference.
I don't think many students know how much Miss Powers thought of them and worried about them. The last long conversation I had with her at school was about a student, a senior, that wasn't doing well, and we talked about ways to help that student. Miss Powers really made a difference to kids here, and she'll be very sorely missed, and I'll miss her in the classroom.
Okay, I just wanted to tell a story about Miss Powers. The first week that I came to Colorado to work, I was up in another teacher's classroom, and a student left the classroom and was kind of, running around and not getting back to class. And Miss Powers was in a classroom near there, saw the student out in the hallway sort of, and went and got the student and brought her back to class and said to the student, you don't want to end up not finishing high school. You really want to settle down and do your work. The student was really struggling at that time and wasn't going to graduate. But after that, the student really settled down and became more serious, and that student ended up graduating. And it just showed to me that very first week I had no idea who this short teacher was coming in and really yelling at this kid, but making a difference because that kid did settle down, and it really helped that student turn around. And it just showed to me how much Miss Powers cared about each and every student. It wasn't a student in her class, it was just a student she saw out just kind of running around and getting into a little trouble. But Miss Powers took the time to talk with that student. And so Miss Powers made a difference.
Mrs. Powers is someone I saw every morning when I got to school. She always greeted me, always asked me, how was Vittoria, my daughter, whose Italian name she just loved to say. She made me feel special. She made me feel happy about starting my day. We always talked. We always said, have a great day. We always commented on having our Starbucks. I definitely miss you, Mrs. Powers. I know that many students and teachers miss you here. You will not be forgotten. Mrs. Powers, you made a difference.
How did Mrs. Powers impact Colorado? My estimation, Mrs. Powers has left a legacy. She was a thoughtful, caring teacher. She loved her students. She loved mankind, quite frankly, because she was the one behind our blood drive every year. And one of the last times I had an occasion to meet with Mrs. Powers at school, she showed me a picture of her granddaughter. She loved her family. You did make a difference, Mrs.